how I landed my first job as a program manager and a remote worker without a professional certification and without any job experience. So if you're one who is looking to get a job in program management, project management, or working remotely, or you just struggle with this, I want you to stick around because I'm certain that you're going to get value from this video. Let's do this. Give a little background story for context. I have what I call an informal project management experience because I managed a residential building project. We had an engineer, so so it was more informal than it was formal because I didn't get to use project management tools like Trello, Asana, Jira, and all of that. At some point I felt stuck because what am I going to do with the experiences that I have? I wasn't interested in being a project manager for a construction firm as at the time because more often than not they desire an engineer or someone that has experience in the construction field to manage their projects for them, and I didn't have that background. I studied economics, so how do I do this? And then I began to do these things I'm going to be sharing with you in this video, and this doing these things landed me my first remote role as a program man. The very first thing that I started to do was to take courses online, free courses online. So I started with taking free courses online from Coursera. I went on to Udemy, and then I went on to LinkedIn as well. I took free courses. I checked out platforms where I could take free courses, and then I took free job simulations on Forage. I have a video on how to do that, how to sign up in Forage and take their free job simulations. Do well to check that out. And the next thing that I decided to do was to work on my LinkedIn profile. I worked on my LinkedIn profile. I used a professional photo, and then ChatGPT was my best friend at the time, even right now. So what I would do would be asking ChatGPT. Um, I started with, since I had informal experience in project management and I had taken free courses, I had to ask ChatGPT what are the entry roles into project management, and I saw that we have project coordinators, we have project assistants, we have project supervisors, and all of that. And then usually before that time, I would usually use project manager on my LinkedIn profile. You get, so when you check my LinkedIn profile, you will see project manager. Whereas I didn't have substantial experience to call myself a project manager. When I checked out ChatGPT, I had to edit that and use junior project manager slash project coordinator, and that was my very first breakthrough. I said to get invites, like interview invites. So what you will want to do is to go on to ChatGPT. If you do not have experiences in the career you are looking to break into, go on to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT the the entry level roles for the career that you are looking to get into. While I was working on my LinkedIn profile, one crucial thing that I did was to research other program managers, program coordinators, program supervisors. So I went through their profile on LinkedIn. I looked at the way they structured their about me, the about me section. I looked at how they structured it. I looked at the keywords. I took note of those things that they had in their profile that was missing in mine, took note of them, and I revamped my LinkedIn profile. After working on my LinkedIn profile, the third thing that I did was to put myself out there. I began to create content as regards project management. I began to talk about the things that I learned, the books that I read to enhance my project management abilities. So I put myself out there and I refused to allow imposter syndrome to hold me back, because the truth is you will always feel incapable, you will always feel unworthy, you feel like you don't know enough to do this. But I want to tell you that you can learn on the job. So put yourself out there. That is one crucial thing you should do. Apply for jobs, work on your resume. So I didn't say that. I worked on my resume alongside my LinkedIn profile, and then I connected to relevant people on LinkedIn. The thing that I did to help me was to search out the tools that project managers use. So I looked at tools like Trello, tools like Jira, Asana, Microsoft Project, and I began to practice them on my own. Right, I began to practice them on my own. So look for tools that are consistent with the career you're looking to break into and begin to practice them. You don't need to have that job before you start practicing them. When you practice them, you can say you've used this tool in your resume and it's just going to boost your resume. That's the next thing I did. So I checked up these tools and I began to practice them on my own. I checked out how to walk around Google Form, Google Docs, all of that good stuff. And you should do that. It mustn't be Trello, it mustn't be Asana, it mustn't be all of that. But whatever it is that is consistent with the career you're looking to break into, it might be virtual assistant. Look for the tools that virtual assistants will likely use to be productive in their area of. Another thing that I did was to go for startup firms. Because I did not have experience, I had a target. It's either that firm is a startup firm that will give me space to grow on the job, or that firm has a program manager or a project manager that I will look up to and learn from. Right, so those were my targets. I feel like you should focus more on startup firms because it gives you the liberty to grow with them. Not to say that you should slack and just be careless because it's a startup firm. I only mean that it gives you that push to want to learn and be better and grow with them as well. The pressure will not be as high as when you are employed as a project manager or a program manager for a well advanced company and you do not have experience. I hope you get that. Finally, on this, when you begin to get those job invites, you have to prepare like you are writing an exam. You know the way you will cram stuff. Oh, we know that cramming, we have to understand it, but you see, in answering questions during an interview, you just have to cram the steps. Oh, this is how I'm going to say this. This is how I'm going to go about this. So when I had interviews, I would usually come on YouTube and check out questions that are likely to show up for program coordinators or project coordinators, and then I I looked at those questions, I wrote it down, and I wrote out the answer, the way I was going to answer them, and then I memorized it. Yes, I did that. I memorized it so well so that it became natural. There you have it, the actions that I took that landed me my first role, my first remote role as a program manager. If I missed out on anything, or there's something you want to suggest that worked personally for you, please suggest that or leave that in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please do not forget to like, to share, to subscribe, and to click on the notification bell just so you will be informed when I post contents like this. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video.